Is Zani still worth your asterites? Let's talk about it. Our favorite overworked Italian goat is coming back on the second half of version 2.7 for her first rerun. Now, before anyone tries to correct me in the comments saying, actually, she isn't really a goat because she's more of a. Oh, no, 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 no. I call her a goat not because of these long, thick horns or because she looks like a goat. No, no, no. I call her a goat simply because, well, because she is the goat! Anyways, here's a video of why Zani might still be worth your asteroids. Now Zani is a spectral main DPS who wields a gauntlet that sometimes turns into a shield and then turns into a chunky sword. Yeah. So technically speaking, if you're pulling for Zani, you're not just getting one weapon archetype like those boring characters who uses one weapon only. No, no, no. You get a buy one get two for free when using Zani, as she turns her gauntlet into a shield and a big ass sword. Like, fuck, damn. I guess she really is the GOAT, huh? Zani is very strong, especially if you have managed to apply so much spectral frazzle stacks on the enemy, as those frazzle stacks allows her to convert them into a different stack of her own, which allows you to have more time smashing enemies with her ult. She can also parry enemy attacks by tapping or holding down her skill, which can help you deal damage and become immune to attacks instead of dodging enemy attacks if you time it correctly. Zani by herself can't really work alone due to how her kit was made. She relies on the amount of spectrofrazzle you've applied on the enemy and convert them into blaze for her ult, which makes her reliant on a teammate who can consistently apply a lot of frazzle to the enemy, since she alone can't really apply any frazzle whatsoever. And I know, a lot of people don't really like it when a character isn't flexible or is stuck to one team due to her overly reliance on Spectral Frazzle. Only how Phoebe can provide easy access to Spectral Frazzle, it's a no-brainer that she's going to be Zani's best in slot teammate, which turns her into a costly unit that requires you to pull another character just to make her work. But here's the thing. Zani needs Phoebe to apply Spectral Frazzle comfortably, but Phoebe doesn't need Zani to perform as a DPS. Which is odd, cause how can you not need the GOAT? But with all seriousness, Phoebe performs well with just Spectral Rover as her team, and with how she gets indirectly buffed almost every patch with the new units buffing normal or heavy attacks, Phoebe really becomes a very flexible unit due to the amount of teams she can work well with. But even without Phoebe, Spectral Rover exists, and if you don't have Creditia or you're not using him with her, he would be the best free-to-play option to replace Phoebe. Well, obviously, since only Spectral Rover and Phoebe can consistently provide a lot of Spectral Frazzle, but let's not underestimate Spectral Rover. Like, sure, Phoebe is 10 times easier and more comfortable to use than Rover, but Zani with Spectral Rover is still very viable, most especially if your Rover is well built, since Spectral Rover also deals so much damage. And if you know how to play Sweaty by quick swapping, then it's going to be a lot better. Now should you spend your asterites to get the one and only depressed Italian overworked GOAT Zani? Well, if you're lacking Spectral DPS, and you have a Phoebe that's available, or you like Zani's design, her parry mechanics, and playstyle, then Zani might be the one for you. But if you have a lot of Spectral characters and you feel like your Phoebe alone is good enough for you, or if you don't really like to get all sweaty to learn how to quick swap, and learn proper and optimal rotations just for Rover to give Zani more Spectral Frazzle, then, well, you don't really have to. Because at the end of the day, what matters the most is your enjoyability. If you don't want a character, then don't force yourself. Instead, just pull for characters who you like. Quick side note, Zani might be overworked to the bones, but that one button on her chest is working twice as much as she is.